Welcome to my first episode, day one, episode one. And today, we got a great one today. You probably seen him on Snowfall. 911. Unsolved, the murder of Tupac and Biggie. NCIS LA, the Oracle. But the thing that sticks out the most is this man's photography. This dude is crazy with the camera. He's amassed over 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's had his work published with Complex. Man, the dude is just amazing. I'm glad to call this dude my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Gray.
Oh,
yeah.
I got to give that a round of applause.
Oh, man. Man. I got notes and shit.
You did your homework.
I did my homework.
Man.
I was watching your reels and everything last night. I was like, I gotta be ready.
Hey, man, this is a new world for you.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thank you for having me on the podcast, man. This is truly, I appreciate it, and I'm enjoying what you got going right now. We actually in my crib, so I had to be a little comfortable, but thank you, man. Yeah, it's been a nice little journey out here.
Yeah, man.
Nice little journey.
Hey, man, I had to bring you on, man.
Yeah.
This whole for you out there watching, this whole podcast, the whole point of this podcast is to bring information to those of you out there who may not have the information, you may not be accessible to this type of information. So I'm talking to, actors, artists, NFL players, everybody I know in different lanes and different, walks of life to give feedback and tips. So for all of you out there who may be pursuing the same field they're in, you guys can pick up game. So
I like that.
Let's get right into it, man. So Mike,
where do we start?
Let's just start with the ground stuff. Where you from, man?
Was born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And then when I was 9, I moved to Dallas, Texas. So I'm a Texan.
You're a Texan. All right. A Texan.
H-Town, D-Town. What's going down?
What's going down? So what brought you out here to LA?
Acting, entertainment.
Okay.
I've always wanted to be in front of the camera. Before I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera, I was behind the camera for many years in middle school and high school. Mm-hmm. And then I decided that I wanted to, learn and gain all aspects of entertainment, which made me want to hop in front of the camera. So I took a lot of acting classes, and auditioned for a school that a lot of people don't know that it's not a college.
It's not a college. It's not a college. So Mike.
Hey man,
he always says he finishes college.
I got my bachelor's degree.
You got your bachelor's degree.
It don't mean nothing, but it's
that shit don't count. Now tell the people what school you went to.
I went to AMDA, the American Musical Dramatic Academy.
I'm trying to tell Mike that's not a real school, but they're accredited now.
Jason Derulo went to our school. Jason Derulo and what's the dude?
That's how they sold you?
Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family.
That's how they had it on the website.
They had it on the flyers and everything.
They're like, yeah, you want to work like these guys? Come here.
And you can't pay those dudes to host a seminar at the school. It's not happening.
No, that's hilarious. With acting school, how did that, shape you as an artist? Like, how did that experience? And did you take other classes after that also?
I think the best experience and the best thing that I gained from going to that school was the people that I met there. Mm-hmm. And I was able to hone in on the craft to a certain extent. Yeah. We partied a lot at a performing arts college. It's a lot of fun, I'll say the least. A lot of characters, a lot of different people from around the world.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it because we were still in a scheduled, it was very structured and scheduled. So it shaped me, and it gave me a discipline, which was good because I feel like originally I just wanted to move to LA and just start hopping into classes and auditioning.
Yeah.
But I think having that schedule and that structure of being in class every day at a certain time, we were required to rehearse so many hours a week. Having that is what I needed being so young moving out here, because no telling what I would have been getting into if I hadn't done that. So
it gave you like a sense of purpose and routine. It gave you routine.
Yeah.
And that I feel that's important, especially in acting, like to get on a routine to keep you disciplined. Because like a lot of people like yourself that come from all over the world to pursue acting, they come out here, they have a goal, like, I want to be an actor, whatever. But then there's so many distractions and stuff out there where you can get sucked out of it and forget why you're here.
Absolutely.
So that I feel like that's very important for people to know is, getting somewhere that has some type of structure and some type of routine. So you build that discipline. In you.
You gotta have a strong mind. I remember walking to school. The school is Central Hollywood, so right across from the Capitol Records building. Right on Yucca and Vine Street, and I would walk and I'd see heroin needles all the time. I'd see homeless people. It's real. It's real. It made me, moving from like a suburb of Dallas to Central Hollywood. That's a big change. It's a big difference. So, I'm lucky to have been, raised, and my mom was kind of like, and my pops was like disciplining me and on me, because, I've seen a lot of people come out here and go back home. So, you can get caught up in a lot of activity out here.
100%.
So,
that's a gem right there.
A lot of activity.
A lot of activity, a lot of distractions. So stay focused. Stay the course. That's really important, man. So as you acted, how did you, start to see some success? Did you see success right away once you started, AMDA, or did you, take some other classes, or how did you go about that process of going to get an agent to start, actually booking legit roles?
The thing that I hate the most now, I don't know how it is at a more prestigious institution like Yale or Juilliard,
NYU and stuff like that.
Or NYU, things of that sort. But I know AMDA, the one thing I didn't like about the school was you weren't allowed to audition while you were in school. And I always thought that I was like the rebel. So while they were saying, oh, don't audition, like on the side, I was like auditioning for student films at USC or UCLA. Reputable schools with good film programs, just so I could get my reel together and I can have something to show, because you're doing all this theater. I knew I wanted to be in TV and film. I knew that the theater credits wasn't really going to mean anything.
No, unless you're in New York.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So while I was in college, I built up, a little reel, a little portfolio, a solid body of work with, like free YouTube commercials that I booked myself on LA Casting, short films. I booked a thesis, I think, and then that led me to get my manager. So I signed with my manager.
Hold on. So after you did these films, these thesis films, with these prestigious schools, how did your manager find you? I really want to get into the minutia of so people know like
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy. I want people to know like how did you get discovered, or how did your manager get in contact with you?
By somebody I knew.
Major key alert.
By somebody I knew, and I'm gonna tell you, y'all already know this, and y'all have heard this, about knowing and who you know, and and it is very vital. I'm gonna tell you right now. My buddy who also went to the school I went to, who was graduated, was signed to her, and she literally took a risk. I was like, yo, you think she'd take a chance on me? I don't have anything to show, but I have these student films, and she checked them out, and she honestly was, at first she was like, I know you don't have much material, but you seem like a nice guy, and that's the thing. Being a nice person being good to people can take you far, because originally she didn't really want to sign me. She wasn't interested in signing me.
Really?
But because I was cool with him, and she saw how good of a person that I was helping him out when, things were hard for him. And she was like, you know what? All right, cool. So she signed me.
What?
No credits.
No credits. Are you still with that manager to this day?
Still with her to this day.
Still with her to this day. She been rocking with you from jump. So
yeah, we'll get to the current status later. But
yeah, we go. I'm going somewhere. We're gonna have an arc with this. Yeah. But that's an amazing story. It shows you like a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Absolutely.
And how did you approach your friend about asking him to refer you to his manager?
Pat somebody's back, you expect them to pat yours too. So I kind of used my assistance as leverage to get what I wanted. So I knew that he had a solid manager, and I was seeing what she was doing for him.
Yeah.
And we live in Hollywood. We live in LA, and we're in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So there, one moment or the other, you'll have a friend. Maybe you won't, but more likely the story is common that you'll have a friend who will need to live with you for a little bit, crash on your couch. Times get hard. Times get hard in LA, and you gotta, if you're a real friend, you gotta be there.
100%.
So that was kind of the situation, and I was like, he lived with me damn near a year.
So manager was
rent free.
Oh, rent free. Oh yeah, no.
The only thing he was responsible for was groceries.
Oh man, ain't nothing.
Rent free. So bro.
Oh yeah, you was like, I'm gonna need that favor now, buddy.
Oh yeah. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a no-brainer. So I was like, so yeah, I'm gonna need. You think you can?
Refer me to your manager.
Of course, great. All right, cool. Boom.
100%.
So, but at the end of the day, it was out of his hands. He made the connection, and it was up to her at the end of it all. But yeah, I used my favors for him to get a favor from him.
Hey, man, no, that's very quid pro quo.
Absolutely.
You do something for me, I do something for you.
Absolutely.
As long as it's genuine, man. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But so you got the manager, okay?
I got the manager.
You got the manager. Did you get an agent after that, or did you start booking work and then you got an agent? Like how did that come about?
So she sent me. She sent commercial agents my headshot. So that was the first step. Okay. We kind of had a plan. Like she wanted to give me commercial representation first because she kind of knew with my resume, no theatrical agents were going to be signed.
Yeah.
So that was the deal. I read for a commercial agency, and from my read into the commercial agency.
Yeah.
They liked me so much that they referred me to their theatrical department.
What?
So I read with them, and then they signed me. And then I'd say probably a month or two later, because I had booked I had booked like a couple spots.
Commercial.
I had booked a couple commercial spots.
Spots are like, commercial lingo. Yeah.
So spots mean commercials.
Yeah.
I had booked a few commercials, maybe like a couple weeks after I had signed with them. I booked 2 commercials. Okay. And they were like, maybe we should give this kid a shot, like in the theatrical department. So it was a referral. So it goes back to that referral. Like how you got with your manager, it was through a referral. Like someone that knew the person you were trying to get repped by. Yep.
Saw something in you and was like, all right, I'm gonna pass your name along. So that's what the commercial department did for you.
Yeah.
Like, and your manager, so she was like, okay, since you have no theatrical, and theatrical for you out there listening, theatrical means TV and film work. That's the term that we use for theatrical. So when you were looking for a theatrical rep, she was like, you don't have a reel just yet. So she pretty much wanted to, get you on the test, get your feet wet pretty much with commercials.
Right.
So you get comfortable with being in front of the camera and all that.
Yep.
But then you were already killing it off there, and the agency was like, nah, let's just, sign up for TV and film all the way.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's dope.
Yeah. So it was all under one umbrella, one agency. I was signed across the board with them.
What agency was that?
Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast.
Talent Group.
They're big.
Yeah.
That's a big agency. Yeah.
Yeah. So they, they kill it commercially, and, they have they're known for like a lot of their child actors in the theatrical department. But yeah, they were great. They gave me a shot. And So I was signed to them a little bit before I graduated college, and then once I graduated the performing arts school.
Yeah, performing arts.
Yeah,
You keep saying college. That it's not a college unless you got a degree and you. I'm not buying that as a college. You took an acting class.
They are accredited differently now. There's
now
math, English, and all of that.
That's
now.
cool. What was there math and English when you were there?
No.
Okay. All right. I rest my case.
Well, the program.
The program. Yeah, we're gonna keep it the program. So
performing arts program.
The performing arts program. So okay, after you got the manager. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Let's get you some commercial rep." Boom. She reached out to some of her contacts to get you at Coast to Coast.
Yes. So I believe she had a client already with them.
Okay.
So yeah, she was just.
But she had a connection.
She had to connect them,
and that's what it's like out there in the industry. Usually your manager has relationships with other agents, whether in the commercial department or the theatrical department, and they reach out to them when they, have a new client like Mike and he doesn't have any representation as an agent. So they're like, hey, I got this new kid. I think he'd be great for you. Would you sit down and have a meeting? So that's how that usually works. And that was what happened with his situation.
Yep.
So after you got that, boom, they got you. So they end up repping you theatrically.
Yep.
Coast to coast. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
So after that, how was that? Like, did you start booking right away? Did you have to take some more acting classes? Like, what was that process like?
So I took a few acting classes. I took Leslie Kahn's acting class.
Okay.
And I think after that I chilled for a minute, but I was booking like co-stars. I was booking a lot of co-stars.
Okay. And co-stars are like, smaller. They use like a few lines. Maybe you have a couple scenes on TV. That's mainly in TV.
Yeah.
Film is different. Like they say you're co-star, but it's actually a bigger role. But in TV, a co-star is usually a few lines, and them lines can't get cut. You may book that shit, and then
I've had that happen.
Yeah, we all have that.
You go in with 5 or more lines, and you end up being a background, featured extra.
You end up being a featured extra.
You're a featured extra.
No, that's the most heartbreaking stuff, man.
Yeah, man. You all hyped. You tell all your family back home. Yeah. Yo, watch me. You post on Instagram. Watch me with your picture.
With your picture.
You got the Photoshop layout. Watch me at this time on ABC. You got the ABC logo.
You got the
on
ABC
that.
logo with your headshot. Like
everybody watches the day of because you don't see the cut until it's on TV. So it's not like you get to see it unless you go in for ADR. But
exactly.
With co-stars, I mean, you can go in for ADR, but it's very rare.
Yeah, and ADR is I'm on it.
I'm so used to just
because we usually be talking. We already know the lingo.
Yeah.
So ADR is when you go, like, you book a TV show and maybe you might have mumbled the lines or they couldn't hear the lines clearly. So the studio will reach out to you and you will go and re-record those lines. So there'll be a big old like screen, and that screen will show the episode and your scene, and pretty much you will have to, like, they have a mic set up and everything, and they'll be like, okay, we need you to like enunciate more on this line. So they'll play it for you and you have to like match it. They'll be like beep, 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 and then you'll do the line, and then they'll try to match it up and they'll be giving you directions and all that stuff. But ADR is, that's a good one. It's an additional recording. There's two different things. ADR stands for two different things.
Yeah.
I think it's additional recording.
Okay.
I'll put it in the bottom if I'm wrong, but
I'm
pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah.
Additional recording. But so you with co-stars you don't. Yeah.
So you really don't know, and so it was those type of roles at first, and then I graduated. After booking a few co-stars, then I booked my first pilot with NBC, which I thought was going to change the game.
You thought it was over?
And a pilot.
Oh, give me a pilot. We're taking y'all to school today.
Yeah.
A pilot is a TV show that hasn't been aired yet. It's the first episode of a TV show, and they call it pilot because it's before it airs. It's like a joke with that. It's something
yeah.
before it airs. It's like
It's before it's picked up.
Before
too.
it's aired. Yeah, yeah. But the show hasn't been picked up. So like when you book a pilot, you book that and was the series regular?
It was recurring.
Recurring.
But it was
heavy. It was like heavy recurring.
It was like heavy recurring, but yeah, they probably didn't want to pay me series regular money. But
yeah, they
I would have
been.
It was where the lead character worked.
Oh, so you're gonna be seeing a lot.
Yeah. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, he worked at a finish line, so I was like, I was his best friend at the.
Oh yeah, so you would have been upgraded.
Yeah,
So to get back on the pilot, that show has not aired, but say you book that pilot and then it gets greenlit because it wasn't greenlit. No. So when you do a pilot episode, you're pretty much shooting just that first episode, and then the network see if it gets picked up, to see if it will get greenlit to become a full series where you shoot 10 episodes or however many episodes, but you shoot the full season. Mm-hmm. And then they do different like tests and screenings to see if it's responding well and all of that. And all of those factors come into whether or not that show gets picked up on whatever network.
Right.
So pretty much a pilot, that would change your life.
Yeah.
Like you see your favorite actors. You see your favorite actors on these shows. They booked the pilot first and then it went to series and now it's 6 seasons or whatever. But go ahead on your depressing story.
Must be nice.
So you booked a pilot.
I booked a pilot.
And you thought it was over.
Oh, my manager was like, I remember I was working at Press Juicery on Larchmont Boulevard in a box that's probably the size of this back area right here.
What?
Selling green juices and cold pressed juices. And I'll never forget, I got the call and I went to the back and she was like, your life is about to change. And I was like jumping all hype.
Your manager said that?
My manager said that. She was like, your life is about to change. And I was so hyped. And the thing is, it was a great pilot. It was with some great actors. Yeah. But the lead just wasn't known enough. And now, now he's killing it. Just had a new special drop. But it was crazy. It was so awesome. And
I think I know. Are you willing to tell people what that was?
Yeah, it was Gerard Carmichael's pilot presentation before the Carmichael show. So they changed the plot and they got some bigger names for the Carmichael show given. But it was Gerard Carmichael's first pilot presentation for NBC. Yep.
How was did you so you shot the pilot though?
Yeah, we shot it. We shot it and it was close. It made it to like. Man, it was. I remember Upfronts. Upfronts is a. It's like an event in New York. Mm-hmm. I believe it happens in May of every year.
Mm-hmm. It's actually coming up right now. Yeah, it's happening right now.
Yeah. And that is when all of the networks decide on what shows they're going to pick up for the year. Mm-hmm. So all of the pilots they go through and they weed out the good, the bad.
Which ones are getting picked up and which ones ain't.
Yeah. So you've got your fingers crossed because you could have filmed a great pilot, thinking everything's gonna change, and then and it's terrible how you got to find out. They release articles on Deadline, which is the main hub. If you're in entertainment and are interested in being an actor or any form of entertainment, Deadline is where you should be.
DeadlineHollywood.com. That's like your entertainment news Bible.
Yeah.
You got Deadline, you got Variety, and the Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
Those websites are like what keeps you up to date on what's going on in the industry, what shows are getting picked up, who got cast and what's coming next year, all of that. So if you're an artist, actor, actress, definitely be up on that.
Be tapped in. And so, you just find out. They say they come out with the articles. Okay, NBC, these are the shows that have gotten greenlit. Yeah. These are the shows that didn't make it. So it's very saddening to see when your show doesn't get picked up. But, you just got to take it, move on, But it was a great opportunity. It taught me a lot. And I just had to hop back on the auditioning wave and haven't booked a pilot since.
But you got a lesson out of that. What was the lesson? So when you booked that pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you cope with finding out that it didn't go, like it didn't get picked up?
It's funny because I was still, I wouldn't say I was green, but I was green in the sense of like having too much trust and faith in Hollywood.
Yeah, Green is very new to Hollywood. You have no, you're not jaded by the industry.
Yeah.
But you don't know what's going on. You don't have as much experience in the industry. You haven't been booking. You don't know how Hollywood really works, and the intertwinings of that. So that's how people characterize Green if they don't have that much acting experience, classes, credits, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So I was upset, and I was like. Texting. I text the producer, Mike. I was texting Gerard. I was texting. I saw Lauren Lapkus. She was in the pilot.
Oh God.
And I saw her on Larchmont one day. Because I didn't quit my job.
Smart. Don't quit your job until that season gets picked up.
Do not quit your job, because you will be living right on.
Can you imagine if you'd have been like, "Yeah, press juicery, peace," start pouring juices on people, throwing shit around. I'm out this one.
You couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell me shit, man. I was seeing him in there, and he was like. When I texted Mike, he was like, "Man, it happens. That's the name of the game." Damn. Lauren was like, "Yeah, man, you booked one, you'll book more. You just got to keep going. I mean, this is what it is." So all of these are people who are seasoned in the industry. They've been in it. So it really didn't faze them as much as it fazed me, because I was just so hopeful. I was fresh out of.
Oh yeah.
I was fresh out of school
program.
Fresh out the program. Fresh out the shoot program. I was fresh out the program, and I was just, I was just so determined to make it. But, when it's not your time, it's not your time. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have been mentally. What comes with all of that? You got to be mentally ready and prepared. And I was younger. I probably would have wilded out anyways and been on some other stuff. So it's probably better that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep going when it doesn't go your way, and have faith that it'll happen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we about to transition. We about to transition, man. We about to transition. So you got that. You got the age, because I know we can riff for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But you got you got all of these things, right? You got the manager, you got the agent, you booked that, you got the pilot. That was amazing. So obviously your reps are like, man, this dude can book. Like, let's still send him out. So you start booking bigger roles. You start booking guest stars.
Right.
All of that. Were you taking other classes as you were doing that?
I think I was still in Leslie's.
I
was in Leslie's for a while, and then I started taking some improv classes at UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay, yep. I'll take that.
See, because I was more so back when I was younger. It's weird because when I was younger, I was doing a lot more comedy, The Middle. I was doing more of those type of shows. So, the pilot was a multicam sitcom. I wonder if that camera.
I wonder because hold on, wait. Hey, who's in it? I was like, this shit get good. Nigga, this shit not recording.
You lying?
What the fuck? This the only one recording. Get the fuck out of here! Fuck! This is the only one recording.
You lying?
I swear.
This one wasn't recording.
I'm gonna stop this one.
We're back, y'all.
All right, we're back, y'all. Had some technical difficulties. It's episode 1, man. So, you can't get it all right. It's a one-man crew, man. I'm over here trying to set everything up. He helped me set up some stuff, so I'm just like, all right. But we back. Everything's recording. The camera stopped recording, and I was like, hold up. Yeah. But the audio's still good. So
good.
Everybody on, iTunes and stuff, y'all good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all that.
Yeah. We're real deal.
We're going to do this.
Yes, sir.
You were at Leslie Kahn. That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
so
and
you were at
Upright and UCB.
And Upright, it's UCB. And then that was helping you book the work that you were getting.
Right.
So the NCIS, the Big E show with Tupac and
Unsolved.
stuff.
And I was also like, I there was a very small period of time where I did like black box theater out here, and then I realized that nobody gives a damn about theater in Los Angeles, and it's good for the mental and like the validation if you're not working to just be able to put something on his feet and act with other people and doing it in a space where, you know, it's pressure because you can't mess up. And if you mess up, there's no retake.
No, there ain't no takes. It's just going.
It's just
going, and you work with the mistakes, or like if somebody shouts something out at the crowd and from the audience, you got to play with that.
Absolutely.
Like that's I feel that might be the truest form of the art is the theater, because there's no redos. It's like what you see is what you get. If you in the scene and, you know, somebody slip and fall and it wasn't in the scene, you got to play that truth. You got to play, whether it's in the script or not. You can't just ignore it like, no, I'm stay on my damn lines because that shit wasn't in the script. I need to stay, because if I address that, I'm going to forget my damn lines and I'm fucked. It's like, nah, you got to address that, because that's where the real gold is at. Like, I always go to a play or a theater and watch a show, and I hope something goes bad.
Yeah, that's when you get the best,
because you get the best stuff when that happens. Like I went to New York and I saw not New York. I'm sorry, Set It Off.
Oh wow!
Set It Off had a play. My girl took me to Set It Off play down here in downtown Los Angeles, and their mics wasn't working. Like one person's mic wasn't working, and he would come out. He was like, da, 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 and talking, and you could not hear this motherfucker. And it was like, oh, and then like. He started addressing it, like he would start, because I think they had it in their wigs or something like that. So he would go talk closer to them, so everybody can hear. So he'd be like, damn, I'm gonna talk up in here because this shit ain't work. Like he addressed it though, and everybody was crying.
That's
like
hilarious, bro.
And then when he left, he came back like later on in the show, and he was like, yeah. Okay, yeah, motherfuckers can hear me now. All right, yeah, I can hear that. Like he addressed, and everybody was like dying because everybody was like, "Yo, what the fuck going on with this mic?" But it's just beautiful to watch. It's like, damn, and that's how you know, like a professional, when you like you don't fold under pressure, and you like, oh damn,
yeah.
But okay, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it was kind of like a gradual thing, just building the resume up.
Yeah.
All the while working jobs, part-time jobs to pay the bills. And it was just getting it, the typical LA grind, hustle.
But like a grind, sometimes it comes to a wall.
Oh yeah,
right,
absolutely.
So let's talk about that wall. You book and work, and then what happened? Like what like because you've been at it for how long? How long you been acting?
I started professionally auditioning. When I say that, I mean like for SAG projects.
Yes.
In 2013.
Okay.
So I'm bad at math.
Almost 10 years now.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm almost 10 years I've been auditioning. And the pandemic happened. That's really where the shift happened for me. Because I feel like I was pretty before the pandemic, you know, I was auditioning and I had that excitement.
Yes.
But I was beginning to realize the game of Hollywood and what happens when you really, like, you know, the smaller roles are easier to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
The larger roles, the life-changing roles, there's a lot more politics, a lot more involved in booking that type of role. Mm-hmm. So I started to realize what was going on, and then the pandemic happened, and then that's where the whole thing shifted. My whole mindset of Hollywood and the entertainment and how I would approach the art moving forward changed at the end of 2019 or whenever the pandemic happened.
Yeah, and what would you end up doing?
So the world was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
No auditions were happening.
Yep.
I was sitting on this couch on my computer looking at Grant Cardone videos. I got the
times 10 times.
I got the 10X rule right there.
The 10X, yeah.
I was watching, just trying to get money quick schemes. drop shipping.
Drop shipping.
All of
Oh,
that.
you was going through it all.
I was trying to figure out how can I make money on my computer? How can I make money? And I wasn't able to create. I wasn't able to act. So
yeah,
there was a moment in time where I was on YouTube, and I've always been interested in film, and I just started to look at these film photographers on YouTube.
So film
cameras.
Cameras, not film. Yeah. Like old school film.
Oh yeah. Like
movies.
Like film camera, like picture. Like you load the film in the camera.
Yeah.
And I was watching that, and film has been making kind of like a resurgence back into the market, and a lot of people are doing it. It's like the new hip thing to do. So for like 2 weeks, I was just on YouTube watching. They would drop weekly. I would watch YouTube videos every week.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, I'm like, I don't got shit else to do. Why don't I buy a camera? I'm getting all this money from the government to sit here and do nothing.
Yeah.
I bought the Mac. I bought everything. I was like, why don't I invest in a camera just to have fun?
Yeah, why not? You're an artist. Like, I mean,
it gives me that artistic outlet, that avenue, and you were there from the beginning. I bought the camera, and I just started taking pictures of friends. That was the first step.
It's crazy.
We would go out, take pictures. A lot of trial and error. I had nothing but time. I learned how to process, scan, develop all the film in this house.
Yourself, like you were
in here.
In the bathroom.
It was a kid. I was cooking like Walter White in the bathroom. I was whipping.
That was your lab.
Oh, that was the lab, man. So I learned so much because everything was shut down. So it was like we probably won't get that much time on our hands during the rest of our lifetime. So why not make the most out of it and learn something new?
And I feel that's important for people to know, like, even if the world's not shut down, for artists of all walks, especially actors, it's a very lonely business. It's very lonely and it's very hard. So if you can find, not if you need to find.
Yeah, you need to. If you want to be mentally sane, you need to.
You need to find another outlet, another artistic outlet, another hobby that you can tap into so you're not overly obsessed with the business of Hollywood, because it will eat you up.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can, I go to the gun range. I do different things to take my mind off of. People do yoga, pick up a new skill, like archery. There's so many things that you can pick up and, take your mind off acting, which will give you some balance. Because, art is as an actor, you're supposed to imitate real life. And you can't imitate real life if you ain't got a life.
Damn. Preach.
So you got to, for real, you have to live a full life outside of your acting life, because that's what the people you look up to, the reason why they're able to give those performances is because they have a life, they have experiences to pull from. So that is very key for all artists. But I just had to tap on that because you hit that, and I was like, that's very important to touch on.
Oh yeah, and I wish I would have known it sooner rather than later, because at the beginning you're just so focused on chasing the bag and getting to where you want to be. But then you look up, it's 10 years later, and all that life has passed. And you were grinding and you were focusing, but you were neglecting other aspects of life, which brings enjoyment, and that happens. But for y'all watching and listening, I think that really make sure that while you're chasing the dream, you are doing other things that make you happy in life. I agree 100%.
And since you were finding another outlet, you were doing it with nothing in mind. You wasn't looking I'm about to be the biggest photographer ever.
Oh, no.
You were doing it for fun.
For fun. I didn't expect a dime, a dollar, nothing. I had no expectation. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just taking photos and posting the homies on the Instagram, and just, that's what I was doing. It was giving me an avenue, an outlet.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then it blew up. Like, you met Tyler Shields, who's a famous photographer. He had some crazy work out there. He's very dope, very talented. You ended up linking up with him.
Yeah.
And then
everything shifted. He really just, people think first off, nobody can pick up the camera for you. You got to take the picture yourself. But people can instill things in your mind and give you direction to assist you in getting to where you want to be. And once I realized it was the George Floyd protest that we went on, and I took those pictures, and Revolt had posted them, and Complex had posted them, and then that's the moment where I realized, dang, maybe I should take this a little bit more seriously. And that was, I mean, that just opened my eyes, and from that point on is when I was like, I want to be good at this. I also want to do this just as much as I want to do acting. And I want to be recognized for, taking photos and being behind the camera, as you know. Like, I feel like our journey has kind of been similar in many ways. Like, we were so focused on the front, but now it's like we got companies. You know what I'm saying?
Running podcasts.
We're running podcasts. You got your podcast. You got so many things going on. Shows, movies, all of these things, and it's important. It's important to if you are an actor, and that's all you want to do. I have nothing but respect for those type of people as well. Like, you love the craft. You're not interested in being behind. Oh yeah. Because nobody's saying that you have to.
No.
But if you 9 times out of 10, if you are an actor, you're an artist, and you're capable of much more than just saying lines and being in front of the camera. Like, you're able to be behind the creative process.
Yes.
Which is a lot more substantial than being an actor.
Yeah.
So and that's one thing I didn't realize until later. So
it opened all our eyes. Man. That's
it.
Like, being behind the camera, owning your own stuff.
Yep.
Just being able to take control of your destiny. Like, I know a lot of people. You know a lot of people who are too talented to be waiting for the phone to ring.
Absolutely.
So with social media and YouTube and all of these platforms we have available to us, you can have your own TV show, your own television channel, your own whatever, podcast, radio show, whatever. So why not take advantage of that? A lot of people don't want to do the work.
They don't.
So that's the thing. It is a lot of work. Like, this is hard, but it's like, I love this. Yeah. Like, I love it. So, like, just doing it, I was just like, damn, I'm about to shoot a podcast,
bro. Like, it's so much fun.
It's fun. Like, so yeah, not everybody's for it, but you gotta know yourself. And if you like challenges, like, fuck it, do it. Like, I'm doing it. I'm not expecting anything. I'm just like, I know a lot of cool people that have a lot of knowledge. I want to give some knowledge back to the people.
Absolutely.
Because I always watch interviews and I see people and I'm like, damn, why didn't they ask this? Oh, damn, man, what was the class they took or whatever? So I'm like, I was like, you know what? Let me just see what happens with this and just put some information out.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up because we've been going 45 minutes. Man, I want to keep going, but I got so much I want to touch on. But I'm like, hey, man, I only got so much memory on the cameras. I'm gonna load up with the cameras. I want to really touch on everything. So you got what your stuff started popping with the photography, right?
Yeah. So the stuff started popping, but the thing is, so initially I was taking photos like of you, everybody.
Yeah.
For Instagram, and my friends were really the only people seeing it. And I was thinking to myself, like, what is a way I can expand my audience and promote my photography in a cool way? And then I resorted back to, I'm like, YouTube. Like, I was watching YouTube. I was engaged in YouTube when I didn't even want to be a photographer or was interested in photography. So maybe I can get those people like me who are interested, who may want to dive into it or even just be a part of the photography community. So I started a YouTube channel, and it's interesting because when I first moved to LA, if you wanted to be taken seriously as an actor, YouTube was kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. Social media was frowned upon.
Yes.
Social media.
It didn't matter, like, Instagram followers and all of that. Really, it was about talent, you know what I'm saying, and who was best for the role. But now there's been a 360. Like, how many followers you have is very important. You know, all of these people on YouTube are getting deals with studios, getting their own shows.
100%. TikTok,
all of that. So it's like, it's a whole different game now. So all these years I was neglecting YouTube because I thought about doing YouTube like years ago.
Yeah.
But not for photography, of course, just for like skits and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I don't have anything else to do. This is the perfect time. I bought a camera, a DSLR camera. I bought lenses, everything, and we just started documenting my photo shoot.
What?
Yeah, and you know, YouTube. What
DSLR camera for the people out there who like the tech?
The Sony A7 III. It's right up there on that shelf. The Sony A7 III.
A7 III. That's what we shoot. We shoot
yeah.
that one on and his stuff on that one.
Got the FX3
got the FX3
right
on this one right here.
Yeah. So and luckily enough, I had friends who weren't doing anything who were down to help me out and shoot and document it. And we live in LA, so there's a ton of models and actresses and actors willing to collaborate when the world was shut down. So, that is how YouTube is how my audience has expanded to where it is.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
And that's a gem in itself. Just, you know, going to the platform and understanding the change in the industry. That's what a lot of people, you know, may not get, or they don't want to. They're afraid of change. So they may like, no, I'm going to still do the audition. I'm going to still do it this way. It's like, you can't see that the whole world is changing. They're looking at these TikToks. They're getting so it's like, yo, if I'm still, it's going to take me way longer to get where I want to be.
Yep.
If you seeing these creators or whatever getting deals or getting movies or getting stuff, they're pretty much bypassing the line. And we out here going like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this, and it's like, let me try to, you know, change my approach to this. I've been doing it like this for 10 years. Let me see what happens if I, you know, acknowledge what's going on in the industry and start doing it that way. And man, your stuff is crazy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you having galleries. You had your first gallery. Like that
gallery.
Was amazing. Like how was that? Like just from where you started, just taking pictures for fun, to having your own gallery at Soho House. You had a gallery at Soho House, y'all, which is like the spot in like LA. It's prestigious. It's members only. And this man had a gallery with his artwork in this place.
Man. Yeah.
What was that? And you were selling it. You had them prices. You had the prices on the thing because it's art. It's art. You know them art. That art.
You got to know your worth and
know yourself, know your worth.
Know yourself, know your worth. But it was an amazing experience. And as a photographer, if there are any other photographers listening, specific, like if you do take photos, I'd advise you guys to print your work. But it was an amazing experience, man. Just seeing the different projects and the different visions and concepts that I had shot over the duration of COVID-19 and seeing all the bodies of work just printed was just mind blowing, because it's like, man, I could have just sat on my couch and did nothing and watched movies all day and did whatever, but I made the conscious decision to lock in and still be artistic. And you know, it was a big payoff moment. You know, sometimes we don't, as artists, we don't have that moment to really embrace and appreciate and just celebrate within ourselves all the hard work we've been putting in. So that was kind of the moment for me. That night was just really soaking it in, because the next day it was like, all right, it's back to work.
Yeah.
You can't live in that moment for too long.
No, you gotta accept it. Like, oh man, this is dope. And it's like, all right, back to it.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it was kind of that validation that I needed to keep going. Like, I'm doing the right thing. People like the art, appreciate the art, and I wouldn't have been on that stage, on that platform, if I wasn't doing something right. So,
you're definitely doing something right. Your work is dope. Shit is tight. People are, you know, taking notice, and it's just can't wait to see where it's gonna go from here, man. Shit is tight.
It's only up for us, man. We out here, we doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate photography. I do, and I never. The thing is, people ask, oh, like, are you? That's the thing. When the thing about LA is when you don't post every move, or when you don't post that you've been acting recently or this and that, people are like, oh, are you done acting? You don't act no more? You just doing photos? Or they see the photography, literally my photography page that I've had for maybe 2 years has blown my regular page out the water that I've had for like 8, 9 years.
Yeah, that thing for the longest, bro. Still ain't cracked 5,000 followers.
I'm at 4,000 followers right now on that page. And the reason, but the reason why I was at like 2 or 3, and the majority are photo people following me. But yeah, I'm still acting. Got a project coming out.
Yeah. Oh, we gonna touch on that. We gotta touch on that. We gonna wrap things up.
But we got, that's a whole story in itself.
That's why I want to get on that story, because that story is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like we can wrap. I feel like we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
I didn't even use these notes, man. This is cool.
See that now you know. It's like,
I know it is.
But notes are good for not to in photography.
Mm-hmm.
Photography.
Talk to some photographers out there.
Photography taught me communication. So I'm able to communicate. Like before the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have been able to comfortably have a conversation with you this long on the podcast, doing YouTube. But I'm constantly interacting with people. Yeah. So sometimes, the notes are good if people are like really short-winded, and that's the thing. Yeah. Sometimes I could be too long-winded, but I love talking.
I think that camera just cut off, so I think let's just wrap things up.
Yeah.
But you have one story that I feel is dope, and that's with how you got your new project that you have coming out. Mm-hmm. Can you touch on that? What happened?
So with that? There was a point in time where the photography, there is. I'm currently in this still. Mm-hmm. I thought that it would go away, but it's still staying strong as I do more work. But the photography was getting so busy that I couldn't focus on the acting as much, and I was turning all these tapes in, getting no feedback, not booking. So I was like, fuck that. I'm going to focus on what's thriving right now. Mm-hmm. And I booked out for 3 months. Mm-hmm. I'm currently on another 3-month book out right now.
And the book out is when,
there you go.
I'm on it.
There you go.
You said feedback too. Feedback is when you are doing an audition and you ask your manager, will the casting director give some feedback on your performance, like did they like it and you were just weren't the right type for it, just any type of little feedback to know what your performance was like. And then booking out is when you tell your representation, your manager, agent, that I don't want any auditions, don't send me no auditions or anything for whatever amount of period of time. It's pretty much like a break, a sabbatical. Mm-hmm. So that's what he did.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I booked out. So 3 months, no auditions, no nothing. And I was just locked in, focused on the work, focused on creating videos for the channel. Mm-hmm. And I get a call from Rick Montgomery, who's a casting director. And I've gone into his office. He was initially a commercial casting director. I had no clue that he was doing films. But he had remembered he'd always been a fan of my work. Yeah. Had always been a super great supporter. And he called me and he said, "Oh, I got this project that I want you to read for." I go to his IMDb. Turns out he was a casting director for Green Book with Mahershala Ali that won an Oscar.
Oh shit! What?
He's like Peter Farrelly's guy. Peter Farrelly's the director of Green Book. Yeah. And he was like, "I got this project that I want you to read for. I need it by tomorrow morning." And it was already like 5 or 6 p.m. the day before. So he sent me the audition. I was like, I'm not auditioning right now, but I saw the project. I saw who was behind the project. I saw Oscar award-winning director from the year prior, and I was like, I'd be stupid not to read for this, especially if Rick Montgomery is making it seem like I got a shot at this role. And it's a smaller supporting role, but it's something that I was auditioning against series regulars and things like that. Mm-hmm. So in the movie business, in the film business. Yeah. It's a lot different than TV. movies, you can have somebody who you see on TV every day can have 5 lines or less in a movie, and it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it's so much harder to get into, as we talked about,
exactly.
like with you and Central Intelligence and things like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I auditioned. You know, he was like, I can't promise you anything, but I'm going to tell you you're like top 3. What? So the director saw the tapes. He made the decision on me. I was like, let's go. Went to Thailand for a month, shot. The movie's coming out August. Zac Efron, Russell Crowe.
Bill Murray. Come on. What's it called?
The Greatest Beer Run Ever.
The Greatest Beer Run Ever. Y'all make sure y'all go check that thing. What's it going to be on?
It's going to be on, I believe they're going to have, just for the Oscars, they're going to have, you know, a run, a theatrical release run, but it will be on Apple's platform from what I've been told. Okay. It can change, I believe, streaming service. It could change, but for now, it will be on Apple's platform.
Okay, so theatrical release.
Yeah.
That's going to be, you know, movie theaters. It might be a limited release.
Yeah.
They'll have that, you know, listed. And then Apple Plus is possibly where it's going to be at. So y'all go check that out.
Please
and
do.
if that changes, the name of the movie ain't changing.
Yeah,
the greatest beer run ever.
The greatest beer run ever, man.
Zac Efron, Bill Murray,
Russell Crowe.
Come on.
Yeah, I was, you know, it was definitely eye-opening, and for me, it just taught me acting in Hollywood is like this. Like when I decide I'm gonna chill, the opportunity came.
Yeah, it's like women. You want it, like, come on, man. Yo, man. Hey, acting is like a relationship, man. Bro. It's like getting girls. It's like, ooh, if you thirsty, they're like, they can, them casting directors, and they can smell that a mile away. You go in that audition, like, oh, come on, ooh, can I get some? Ooh, man, you fine. Nah, but when you chill, you be like, oh yeah, you cute, you whatever. If you and I'm gonna do my thing. They're like, hold on, wait. Everybody want me. What? That's exactly so you did the, you know, you gave them the ignore treatment.
Yeah.
And they bit, and now you about to be in a big movie, dog.
Yeah.
Like, and you wasn't even pursuing it. Like, you was like, I'm
done.
done.
I was done.
You was done,
bro. I was done. I was done. I had a conversation with my folks, and I was like, I think I'm gonna just be done for a while, for like a year or two, and just focus on. And the thing is, like, with us, you know, the photography has geared me to want to direct, want to create.
Yeah.
So I was just more so focused on creating outside of photography, just behind the scenes, and that's just where the bag is. Like, people think that the actors make the most.
Oh, no.
You know,
it's the writers, it's the producers, it's the directors, but it's the people who control the vision and own the work.
Boom.
That's the acting is the fun stuff. It's like, I got a little fame, you know, I still get a nice little bag, but it's not the same, man.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. But now we're here.
Yeah.
Now we're here, and so that happened, and now I've tried to, after the movie, I tried to audition a little bit more, and then I was just like, oh, it's the same shit. So I'm just gonna wait until the opportunity comes again and focus on creating.
And that's been amazing because you've been able to monetize off of YouTube now.
Absolutely.
Because you've been going hard at it.
Yep. So, you know, I was thinking that, I was going to have to get a job again and do this because I'm really not acting. And, you know, that was paying the bills. But it's a lot of money on the internet, as you know.
100%.
As you know, there is a lot of money. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook's pushing the reels and stuff now. There's so much damn money on the internet right now that really everybody can be their own boss nowadays.
Oh, yeah. You got a platform. Like, there's so many platforms, and they're free. All you gotta do is just put the content up.
And you can do it on your iPhone. You don't even need these cameras.
You don't need no crazy camera. You don't need the whole setup. All you need is your mind, your ideas, and a phone. Everybody has a phone nowadays.
Yep.
So all you gotta do is just put the work in.
Put that work in, y'all.
Mike, man, this has been amazing.
Rick, I feel honored to be a part of the first one.
Hey, man, you episode 1, baby. You episode 1.
I gotta gotta. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no! Come on! Hey! Tell the people
tell
that's
y'all.
your camera. You got
Boom,
the main
boom.
right here.
Okay, so boom,
you can
boom.
split them. Yeah.
So
Go tell the
y'all-
people where they can follow you. Tell them. I want to tell them where they can follow you, all your platforms, and then what you got coming up next.
All right. So y'all, please follow me on Instagram at Mike Gray Film, and also if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it is Mike Gray. You can just type in my name. If you want to find me specifically, just type photographer after that. We're good to go. All of that. And MikeGrayFilm.com for the website. If you guys are interested in prints or anything like that, please go check it out.
Come support.
And yeah, we got some crazy good content coming in the future. Still shooting a lot for YouTube, so go subscribe. We got the movie coming out.
Greatest beer run ever.
We got the greatest beer run ever. We got pilots coming out. Cough.
Hey man, you know
Boulevard.
The Boulevard, man. That's coming.
I'm sure y'all will get informed about that at a later podcast. In a later podcast. But yeah, we got projects coming. Just content. My focus is content. So I appreciate you having me.
Hey,
Thank
brother.
you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to me talk. And let's get it.
Let's get it. Like last minute tips that people can do, like they starting a YouTube channel. What can they do? Or any tips for acting? Just real
as far as
speed shot.
As far as YouTube, stay true to you. Create what you want to create, and don't alter your vision based on what you think is going to perform well on the platform, because people are subscribing to who you are, not to who this other person is. If they want to watch them, they'll go to their page. So just stay true to you and your vision and create what you want to create. That's what makes you individual. That's what makes you stand out. And as far as the acting goes, just patience, create, keep your mind running, get your mind on different things outside of auditioning when you're waiting. Now, if you move out here and you get the opportunity quick, good for you. But 9 times out of 10, you may not be that person. So just keep your mind stimulated. Be happy. Don't let this city make you unhappy. Be happy.
Be happy.
That's important. Because if you are not happy, you won't book a damn thing.
That's facts.
So just, do whatever makes you happy while you're chasing this dream. And I don't think you'll have a problem. You won't have a problem. It'll be cakewalk.
Baby.
We go through the hell to give y'all the gem, so we can tell you the mistakes not to make
100%.
from our experiences. So yeah, just happiness is key out here, because if you don't have that, it's done.
It's donezo. Yep. Hey, you heard it from the man himself.
Had to.
Mr. Mike Gray. Oh man, it's amazing. I might just ask you one last question.
What's up?
What do you want people to get from your art?
Wow.
Whoo. At the end of it was so deep. I was like, hold on, I had something in here I wanted to ask. What do you want people to get from your art, man?
I think that if you guys are familiar with my art, it's very culture driven, and Hollywood, me being an actor, I see what's constantly being made. I see all of the slave shit. I see all of the, reminding us where we came from, and reminding us that we didn't come from so good of a situation. Mm-hmm. And the type of art that I make is, a transition and uplifting African Americans and uplifting Black people. And it's very period driven. Yeah. So all of these movies that are winning Oscars a lot of the time about slaves and stuff, period driven. And it's going back in time and just, changing the narrative and putting us in positions that we weren't in position. So like with my photos, with my imagery, I try to pursue that, as well as the creative side and the type of work and the type of films that I want to make in the future. I will always hold up to that standard and hold up to that message that I'm trying to push. So you won't see me making no slave movies and shit like that, because we'll be the slave masters.
Hey, come on now. hey, I think you said it best in the title of your Soho your art gallery. You creating a
Black Utopia.
Boom.
There we go.
Thank y'all for coming to the channel, listening on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you hearing this right now. I really appreciate y'all tapping in with me and my boy Mike, man.
Yes.
Trying to do something good here, trying to give people some game, trying to give them some light, some uplifting, some laughs or whatever.
Absolutely.
But mostly some information. So If y'all tapped in, if y'all like what y'all saw, what y'all heard, whatever, please subscribe, follow. I don't know how it is on the podcast. Like it or list it, whatever.
Follow that station. They better
follow the
that
station.
Yeah.
Rickey World Podcast, baby.
Yes, sir.
Episode 1 in the can. We out.
Yeah.